Prince Philip, he is 99 years old today. The Palace have released this new photo to mark the occasion. Well, Sunday Times Royal Correspondent Roya Nikkah joins me now. Roya, great to see you. That new photograph of them taken quite recently, actually.
It was indeed. It was taken just last week on June the 1st and really quite wonderful to see Prince Philip, because we haven't actually seen him pictured in public since Christmas Eve, when he didn't look so great coming out of hospital on his way to join the royal family at Sandringham. But wonderful to see him there, standing ramrod straight with the Queen, marking his 99th birthday today. Extraordinary age.
Now, we know, famously, he doesn't like a lot of fuss and a lot of bother. So what do you think they're actually going to be doing today? Because clearly we're in lockdown, so there can't be a great big giant family occasion, of course. What do you reckon they'll be doing?
Well, it's going to be very, very low-key. It's going to be pretty much like every other day that they've spent in isolation at Windsor Castle. A low-key lunch with the Queen. And we think almost certainly Zoom calls and video calls from lots of members of his family, from William and Kate, almost certainly probably from Harry and Meghan and Archie in the States, from Charles, Camilla, the wider family. So low-key lunch with the Queen and lots of calls.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. That sounds about the way everybody's celebrating any big occasions at the moment. So they're not alone in that, that's for sure. Now, the Queen is supposed to be celebrating her official birthday, isn't she, this week? And there's usually Trooping of Colour and all of that. That's not going to happen, clearly.
It's not, but it is in a slightly different way. So usually, of course, as you mentioned, we have Trooping the Colour in London, big pomp and pageantry, all the troops, all the horses. This year, for the first time ever in her 68-year reign, the Queen's birthday parade, a mini Trooping the Colour, is going to happen at Windsor Castle behind closed doors, but it will be publicly broadcast. We'll be able to see it. There'll be footage. There'll be pictures. It's going to be the Welsh Guards parading past Her Majesty, and I think it'll be quite symbolic. So it'll be the first time we've seen her live doing an engagement for quite a long time.
Exactly, and I think that gives people a little bit of reassurance, and that's, you know, that is always a good thing. Roya, the latest on Prince Andrew, he's obviously been in the news, of course, for his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, but something else has happened now, which again is going to get him potentially get him into hot water.
Well, it's not been a great few weeks for Prince Andrew, and yesterday we had the news from the Charity Commission that his Prince Andrew Charitable Trust breached charity law when it made payments of around £355,000 to a former trustee and his former private secretary, Amanda Thirsk. I actually reported on this a month ago, reported that the Charitable Trust was being wound up around this Charity Commission investigation. It's not great. It's not been a great run for Prince Andrew. We've seen him start this fight back against the US authorities this week, coming out strong with statements from his legal team saying he has offered to cooperate. But then we've seen the US authorities fight back. So this story is clearly not going away. And I think the royal family might have hoped things would have quietened down a bit since he stepped back from public duties, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, it could be. I mean, you know, he's not above the law. We could potentially see him in a court at some point. We just don't know where this is going to go, do we?
We don't. I think the options open to him, from what we've seen, are that he could possibly give a written statement. He could give a statement in person. It seems to be that the US authorities want some sort of face-to-face interview. Between the lines, it seems that his legal team would rather provide a written statement, and that's what the wrangling is over. We're not going to see him extradited to the US. People have made it absolutely clear that he's not being investigated for any sort of criminal behaviour. They just want to talk to him as a witness, possibly to some of Epstein's crimes.
Roya, thank you very much indeed. We should say, obviously, he has denied any sort of wrongdoing and has constantly denied that. Roya, thank you.